Hey guys, this is Cam for 15, joined by my co-host, the Red Wolf.
Yeah.
And we are back at it with another One Piece arc reviews. And we are nearing the end of our togetherness for these arc reviews until, well, I guess whenever the next act is done in Wano, because after this, we don't know if we'll do it next week because obviously my co-host is going to be gone for the holiday week. But maybe at the start of the new year, or maybe just before the new year starts, we'll make a Wano Act 1 review, but we don't know. We'll probably be back making that review maybe next year. Hopefully in a year that's going to be so much more better than this previous year. But, yeah, that's kind of it of what I got to say for just things like that. But going forward after Wano Act 1, until the anime version, and I know the manga version of Act 2 is complete, but we don't read the manga, as crazy as that seems. We watch the anime, so whenever the anime's version of Act 2 is done, we'll come back, review that, yada, yada, yada. Whenever Act 3 is done for the anime, Act 3 is done, if, by that time. But look forward, I am also going to be reviewing the movies and the specials, some select specials, not all of them, and then I'm reviewing the only movies that aren't retellings of two arcs, which are Alabasta and Drum Island, because I already know the story for that, and I already know Alabasta for that story too. But anyways, we're here to talk about the arc. I guess you could say could potentially be the prequel arc before, maybe the potential final arc, because this gives a lot of hints to, how the change of the One Piece world is. It's like the Reverie is essentially like a world summit. If all the nations in the world just come together and just agree on laws to, maintain world peace, essentially, which I guess you can say in our life version is probably the Olympics.
I guess so.
Yeah, because I know there's a lot of countries that aren't buddy with each other in the real world.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, but here we have that, and we have interesting things here that we still do not, if not know, barely any questions to, like the mysterious giant frozen straw hat in that safe. We still don't know what the hell that is. We don't know who this very tall person in a cape, who is shaded, who seems to be very interested in a few select characters. And yeah. But listen, we're gonna get into it. Like I said, this could be the start of really the things to change the world in the One Piece world, where things definitely are different. But let's get to it, because this arc is very interesting.
Very.
Now, I remember when I first watched it, I wasn't really a fan of this arc because I didn't really care about story purposes. I was more of, I want to see One Piece action because I want to catch up. But now I kind of see the importance. Eventually, my old One Piece videos will be deleted. But regardless, here we go. So the arc obviously starts off taking place right after Whole Cake Island. And you see that our lovable two crewmates, Luffy and Chopper, find an interesting gift from Luffy's pockets. And that's this little canister that has the letter number 3. And we find out it's a present from Sanji's family to him. And that's where they contain his little nice, lovely black stealth raid suit. Oh, sorry. But regardless, they give him a raid suit. And Sanji's reaction to this is like, I'm never going to wear this, ever. Katawano.
Oh, man. And here I thought he was a man of his word.
Wasn't he about to throw it off the ship because he hated it so much?
Yes, he was.
Oh my goodness. it was funny to see that, and it's actually nice of his family to at least give him something to buy to say, oh, we may see you around, but don't think we will.
Hmm.
Technically, we still don't know what the hell happened to to German Double Six because they were still fighting Big Mom's crew.
Hmm.
So, I liked it, especially when they bring it into Wano, because it gives him, I guess you can say, his power boost, he needs in a way. But we'll
Yeah.
talk more about that when we get to Wano.
Still
Now,
need he still needs to work on a code name though.
oh, Soba Mask.
Oh my god, Sanji.
Fun fact, Soba Mask is actually a skin in Pirate Warriors 4, if you didn't guys know.
I kind of figured that would be the case.
Yeah. They actually have, well, they don't have all the characters, Wano skins. They only have Luffy, Nami, um, Zoro, and Sanji's. Well, Sanji's for Black Stealth or Soba Mask. But Luffy, Zoro, and Nami's Wano designs. They're kimonos, essentially. Anyways, we see from the newspaper because there wasn't some sort of big freaking pelican that just saw all this happen and was like, I need to make headlines and stuff like that. And in the newspaper, one, we find out that Sanji and Luffy, their bounties have increased. Sanji's happy his bounty is higher than Zoro's because, fuck Zoro. Well, in Sanji's eyes.
Yeah. Until he saw a certain last name on it.
Then Smoke.
Yeah, that's where
And,
he's like, I'm not happy about this.
um, And then when they cover to Luffy, he ain't happy because he thinks his bounty has dropped to like 150 mil, which eventually Brooke is like, dude, you're not reading this right. Your new bounty is 1.5 billion berry bounty, which is very, well, there's higher bounties than Luffy's. Like, I know there's like guys that have like, I think almost 20 billion or something like that bounties. Um,
At least.
Yeah, which is probably the Emperor tier characters. Luffy just has 1.5 billion, but that's still a lot of money in terms of the One Piece world. So he has a new bounty and he's happy. And then what is the one thing that you can say he's now called?
The fifth emperor.
Yeah, what is I forgot the Pelican's name. But he called him the fifth emperor of the sea because he did this miraculous plan to essentially come up into Big Mom's territory, spoil the Tea Party, and get up out of there practically unscathed and live to tell about it, essentially. And that's why they kind of gave him the term the fifth emperor. They also found out that he has a whole damn grand fleet amongst himself, which is technically true. So
Yeah,
could you consider him an emperor? Yes, I guess you can. It depends. It's up to the person, personally.
a fledgling emperor, I guess. Like since
Yeah, like an emperor in training.
yeah, still working his way up.
Yeah. Now we all know he'll eventually take one of those emperor spots whenever one of the previous emperors essentially are, I guess, kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what I do like is they do cut over, and this is another thing about Reverie is this is a complete world building arc. Like after like the first scene with Luffy and the crew, they don't focus on them till like literally the end of this arc as they're arriving to the waterfall to get into Wano. They do cut over to a few people, mostly the emperors on their takes. Shanks is like, I guess I'll have to meet him sooner than I thought I would. Which is actually crazy. You have Big Mom just pissed about this. And Kaido kind of gives the same reaction to he's kind of pissed. Because let's be honest, Luffy's kind of messed up his whole operations. Um, Hmm?
I said, yes, he did.
Big Mom, she's just pissed because Luffy escaped her grasp, and I guess you can say Luffy one-upped her.
Basically.
And then our lovely, well, I want to say lovely, our fat boy Blackbeard is like, ha 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 ha. I don't think you're ready for that, straw hat. Because it's not like he worked his way up the totem pole through diabolical means.
True.
But let's be honest, Blackbeard's the type of guy who's just he's the typical guy that's like, you know him in class, he just kind of stands afar in the classroom and just lets everything happen. And then he comes in and tries to take all the credit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he is. Now, yeah, you get some other reactions. You cut over to like Vivi, Rebecca, all the other characters you see, and they hear, oh, how crazy Luffy is and stuff like that, and how crazy good he is. This is like one of the first few times we also see Kobe in the post time skip as well, which is interesting to see. I still don't understand why the dude looks legit like. And when you first see him, he looks like he's like at least a 13, 14-year-old kid. By the time you see him again, the dude looks like he's a damn near 17, 18-year-old, like, man. That's just me.
Well, when I guess doing as harsh training as he did for the Navy, I guess that does that to you.
Yeah, maybe hit his growth spurt early. But yeah. I don't know if it's also me, but I'm sensing a Kobe X Rebecca from that one scene when Kobe saved her from those pirates.
I noticed that you've been shipping characters just because one saved another.
I'm just saying, they both got pink hair. They both look like they're into each other.
I don't know.
Hey,
I feel to see that.
you could be a Marine and potentially, like, well, she's not a princess, but she's a princess-like character.
Rebecca? I'm pretty sure she's a princess, technically.
No, Viola took the princess role from her.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, they're on their way. The Dressrosa Kingdom's on their way to the Reverie as well. Now, like I said earlier, Rebecca isn't the princess because she opted not to be the princess. Viola's the prison, or not the prison, the princess. And Rebecca's just there to kind of get the experience essentially and see what it's like. We obviously know Vivi's on the way there. Or by the time you see her, she's already there. And then we get to see one of my not so favorite princesses, Shirahoshi, and her father, Neptune, which they actually play a big role in this arc, actually are going to the Reverie for the first time in the Fishman Island history, which is something her mom wanted to actually do, which is good, really good. I know if the mom was still alive, she'd definitely be proud.
I'm sad. I'm sad. I'm so sad about that.
Yes. Damn you, Hody Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyways, we cut over to Ivankov's island. Yes, the same island Sanji was pretending to be a female at. Yeah. That's essentially now the new Revolutionary Army's home base because Blackbeard kind of destroyed it. And essentially they're planning on raiding the Reverie and essentially, I guess you can say, taking down the world government from the inside out, which is a very bold task on their side.
I wonder if it's going to go as smoothly as that, though.
Well, from what the hints Oda has been dropping, not really. We don't even know what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Unless after Wano we cut over there real quick. Yeah, now that's when we get reintroduced to Dragon, Sabo, Ivankov, who we haven't seen for quite a while, and stuff like that. We also do get this other cutaway scene where the Revolutionary Army commanders essentially stop these band of pirates from this village, which eventually inspires, like, I guess you can say, they seem to inspire this one girl who was very poor, which was pretty nice. I don't know. There's nothing much to say about the commanders. They all seem, I guess, legit. They all have their own some devil fruits and stuff like that. So, yeah. What did you think of the commanders when you first saw them?
They're interesting. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they are sure interesting. Now, cutting over from that, we get to see our very hateable fleet admiral from the Navy, and that is good old Akainu. And he's not in a good mood because another, let's just say, admiral is not supposed to be there, and that was under Akainu's orders. And he's mad at Fujitora for showing up to Marigeois, and he's like, "I thought I told you, do not show up unless you bring me Straw Hat." Which, okay, I don't understand why he just doesn't do it himself and be so upset about it.
I don't know either. Well, you need the Donald Trump of this story.
Oh my goodness. I think you might want to take that point back because people are freaking crazy about that if you bring that name up.
Am I wrong?
Well, in my opinion, you're not wrong. But let's be honest.
Are you talking about the Trump supporters?
Yes, I am.
Let them hear, whatever. They're being babies anyways.
Okay. Sorry if you do that, but hey, we're gonna be salty about that. Anyways, the reason why Fujitora is there is he's actually there to talk to Vegapunk about a creation Vegapunk came up with that could potentially end the Seven Warlords of the Sea type of deal, which is very much brought up in this whole thing about getting rid of the warlord system. Huh. That's very interesting. Anyways, yeah, that happens. We see some characters, like I said, who we probably do hate, go up to Marigeois. Stelly is one of those guys. Yeah, Sabo's adopted brother. Which, funny enough, it's a coincidence that Sabo pretends to be a guard on his freaking, adopted brother's little freaking watch party, which is freaking hilarious. We'll get to him later because it seems like he's getting very, and I mean very greedy.
Mr. Big Lips, huh?
Yes. Now, after the whole, looking at Marigeois, oh, it's so pretty and stuff like that. We get the combination of all these, nation like leaders essentially being held at the Reverie. We see guys like Sai from the One Kingdom, who was in the Dressrosa arc, who I am guessing is married to Baby Five at this point in time. We see Dalton again, Dr. Kareha, because Drum Island is now officially a member of the world government. Wapple is there because he found a new nation who he rules over, and somehow that's a part of the Reverie, or the world government, I guess you can say, which obviously the main I guess trio of girls you see here are Vivi, Shirahoshi, and Rebecca. They all meet up for the first time here and they go through their vast experiences and tell each other, "Oh, this is what Luffy did for me and helping my country and stuff like that when I was in help and need." Even though Vivi is probably the most, as the one that can say, "Oh, Luffy's done the most for me anyways," but he did everything equally for all of them.
Whatever you say, Cameron. Whatever you say.
So, hey, look, I'm a Luffy X Vivi shipper. I like that ship.
The three ships. For me, the three ships in One Piece are Luffy and Hancock, Sanji and Pudding, and Zoro and Hiyori. So
Well, that's the newest monster trio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they kind of go through their vast experience about their time spending with Luffy and stuff like that. A nice type of stuff. And then, those episodes as you watch, they're kind of just like, oh, recaptures of what you last saw. Leo and Princess Manchuri are also there. I forgot to mention too. I also feel like they have something going on between those two as well. That's just me. So yeah. Okay, going on with this, we actually see a former enemy, and that is our good old boy Don Quixote Doflamingo, locked up somewhere in Impel Down, probably on the 6th floor because he's got nothing else better to do with his life, but literally be chained like to a wall, like hands, feet. They ain't making him move whatsoever. Now, he brings up an interesting point by saying if he wonders that somebody's going to come and kill him because essentially to keep the secret national treasure of Marigeois essentially secret. And he's thinking, I wonder, is a freaking assassin going to come and kill me? Because I'd like to see them try. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if you're foreshadowing to something, but that definitely could be a foreshadowing.
So he's gonna escape. He's gonna
escape. I want to be shocked if he escaped again, but at the same time, I think the Marines are going to have Impel Down much more highly security. I think they'll have much more stronger Marine forces there than 2 years ago when Luffy literally came up in there and messed it all up. So, who knows? Maybe a secret somebody might come and kill Doflamingo. Who knows? Yeah. I remember seeing that, and I'm like, I think this is just him giving more crazy talk because he's crazy. But hey, he's been up to Marigeois, so apparently he knows of some secret treasure. And who knows, maybe he might start telling other people what the secret treasure is. And then come to think about it, what seems like it's a freaking secret treasure is we see this very, I guess, silhouette of a person we still have not seen. The only thing we've close seen of this guy, which is named Eam, is his eye, which oddly looks similar to Mihawk's eyes. But we've seen other characters have those type of eyes before. But he opens up this safe that contains this giant straw hat that is obviously look like it's frozen. Now, I don't know what the hell that is and what the hell that's supposed to mean. I was shocked when I first saw that. I'm like, does that mean there's 2 straw hats going on around the world?
Then what's the point? Then what's the point of? I don't know.
Who knows? I don't even think we even know the importance of that hat, of what that straw hat represents. I don't know if that's like some sort of model for what Luffy's currently wearing. We still do not know what the hell that hat means to this day. We'll probably eventually find out soon rather than later, but that was a very interesting thing that I saw here. I was like, what the hell's going on here?
Same. Although I didn't really think about that hat.
Yeah, they'll probably make it. It's Oda we're talking about. They'll find some way to make it important.
Maybe.
Now, funny thing, speaking of it, if you're currently watching the Wano arc, these two behemoths are actually fighting each other currently. But Big Mom and Kaido are essentially calling each other, talking about Luffy. And that's where you get the whole thing where Kaido's like, you better not show up to Wano, otherwise I'm going to kill you. Which is funny enough how he starts their fight off by saying, I thought I told you, do not come here, otherwise I was going to kill you.
Lin.
I know. I'm sorry, man. Their banter is hilarious, and just I can't wait to see where their little banter is. I just know that they're probably going to have some sort of alliance, some sort of team up, because they did used to be on the same crew.
Yeah, they did, and they both have a grudge against Luffy.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of hints at it kind of hints at the fact that, that definitely hints at the fact that Big Mom was gonna probably be coming to Wano, even though Kaido was like, I better not see you there, and you better not come here. But Big Mom doesn't really listen to Kaido's threats all that well, does she?
She's too focused on her sweets and her mama.
Yeah. An interesting point is the Marines were actually like, I guess, wiretapping this entire conversation, and they were like, "Oh shit, this is crazy." And they're even speculating, what if these two emperors just magically decide to team up? We're screwed. Which is pretty much crazy. Which honestly would be the truth, because let's be honest, it seems like the freaking admirals stay well away from the damn emperors, which kind of makes no sense when you're trying to maintain order in the One Piece world. How the hell are you going to be afraid of emperors when you need to maintain peace? I guess the best thing for their case is just leave them alone and just don't bother them.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll leave us alone. I guess it's some sort of respect type of thing. But yeah. Now the reason why they kind of like, yeah, let's not worry about that, because they know that Kaido resides in Wano. And they're like, yeah, let's not F with Wano right now, because they got out the ass, defenses. Because they're scared of their samurais with all the legends they've heard about Wano samurais.
I have a legitimate question for you. You think after Wano, do you think that Zoro's bounty would get any higher? Because apparently the Navy isn't like anywhere near Wano.
Well, we know that the CP9 are in Wano. I'm trying to negotiate with Orochi about some stuff. But unless, I guess you can say, the Marines know directly what's happening in Wano, then we probably won't see our Straw Hats get bounty increases. Now, I think our Straw Hats will get bounty increases after Wano is done, because that's been the trope of every big arc. We've seen usually, if the entire Straw Hat crew is involved, they get an entire bounty increase. You'll probably have some members of the Straw Hats get a bounty increase, because I think it's going to come to a point the Marines are going to know what the hell's going on in Wano.
Mm-hmm.
So when they find out, they'll probably raise the bounties. Or they can just say, oh, guess what? They'll find out that, Kaido and Big Mom were kicked out of frickin' Wano, and Straw Hat Luffy did it yet again. And him and his crew will probably get bounty, raises for that. So who knows?
Or they'll just cover it up again as usual.
Yeah. But anyways. We actually run into Garp again, which I believe this is his first time we see him post time skip. He goes, he's kind of like, he said he retired from the Marines, but he's kind of like that type of veteran like leader that just gives kind of like information for the next generation Marines. That type of guy, a mentor, or just like, I guess you can say, a consultant to the Marines. He's kind of there. He kind of talks to the other Marines, talking about this one pirate who had an era called Rocks, which is very much brought up today. There is speculation, even now, that what if this Rocks guy is still alive? Which he seems to have been a very strong individual, and it took like, I think, Garp. I think it took Garp. I think they said it took Garp, Sengoku, and Roger together to take this guy down, essentially. Which Oh my god, if he's still alive, we got ourselves a problem.
Yep. Would he be stronger
Now
than Kaido or Big Mom though?
Kaido and Big Mom were in his crew.
Hmm. But would this guy be stronger than them? That's my question though.
More than likely, yes. We haven't delved into the past of really the like over the century past of One Piece. So we don't know how truly strong he was, but they did say he's strong. Like, yeah. His era was over 40 years ago. Rox's era took place before Gold Roger's era. So that's another thing they bring up here as well. Shanks is also at the Reverie, but he's there to meet those five elders or the five Gorosei to talk about a certain pirate. Now we don't know if he's talking about a pirate that has yet to be revealed. We don't know if he's talking about maybe, I don't know, the supposed son of Whitebeard. We don't know if he's talking about Blackbeard. We don't know if he's talking about Luffy. He could be talking about somebody, one of those guys I just mentioned, or he could be talking about somebody we have yet to even know in the One Piece world as of now. So, would those be your speculations as well?
I guess.
Because it is interesting that Shanks is there. So, I don't know where that's going on, but that's another interesting thing. Now let's go back to Mr. Sabo's brother, Stelly. Yeah. This man was greedy AF. Like literally. He comes across the chair that no one is allowed to sit on. And when I mean no one is allowed to sit on. They have like freaking, swords and all sorts of weapons around this, first things first, huge mountain stair top to get to this freaking chair. And this man is like, you know what? I think I should sit in that chair. And I'm like, who the hell do you think you are?
Indeed.
Man, all I gotta say is when I thought this guy was an egotistical maniac who only cares about his selfish desires, I thought, he can't be that bad. But shit, he's that bad.
You have Sabo's mom to thank for that. And dad.
Yeah. And listen, if he does it, and this chair is supposed to like be a significance to the unity of all the countries, the 23 countries of the world government and stuff like that. If he does this, he does know he could potentially put his country in jeopardy in them getting kicked out of which is the Goa Kingdom, get them kicked out of the world government.
Mm-hmm.
And be essentially an independent nation like Awano, which I don't think would be good for his country or the Goa Kingdom.
Put the video on pause real quick because I have to.
All right, back from that quick break. Yeah, that thing is interesting. So they don't lead up to what happens there. So yeah. Now let's talk about what happens to our mermaid princess. Would you care to tell us what happens to her?
Are we talking about the celestial dragons once again?
Yes.
That same guy from back then. What's his face again? I tend to forget. Yes, Charlos. Or I don't care what he's called it anyways. Oh my god. He started that whole thing again. He just sees Shirahoshi and wants to keep her as a slave or as a
a slave, a pet, whatever.
Yeah, and the worst part is everybody who wants to help her is unable to because everybody knows what happens when you attack a celestial dragon. And Shirahoshi's father, King, oh my god.
Neptune.
Yeah, King Neptune, he was about to snap and is about to attack them. Like he was all like, I'm sorry, I couldn't keep my promise to his wife, and he was about to strike him down but as a surprise from the past, a celestial dragon actually attacked the celestial dragon.
Well, before that, I'll let you get on. We do see, let's just say, the reintroduction to a character we've seen in the past, and that is Mr. Rob Lucci. And it seems like he's gotten a promotion along with Kaku.
Great.
And they're now not in CP9 no more. They're in CP0, or what they like to call Aegis 0, which is the top CP unit. Essentially is the bodyguards to the Celestial Dragons. Oh yeah, Spawnum's also in that grouping too. Now, one, I just have whole sorts of questions. They had to pay a lot of money to Rob Lucci to get him to come back because I think from what it's told, he actually left the world government, left the CP agent, and went to go do his own thing after losing to Luffy. And then I'm guessing they paid him a boatload of money and they said, we'll give you a promotion if you come back, Rob Lucci. And I guess he came back. Kaku, I don't know how he got a promotion. Okay. Now don't ask me what the hell happened to the other ones like Caulifla, the wolf guy. I don't know what happened to them. Maybe they're still in CP9.
I think they're dead. Honestly.
I don't think they're dead.
I mean, we haven't seen what happened to their bodies after that island blew up. So,
well, you can say the same thing about Lucci till this point in time.
Well, like you said, they rescued him, but what about the others?
They probably found them in the rubble of Ennis Lobby.
If you say so, man. If you say so. I have my doubts.
Okay, it's you. Also, you know that I didn't mention her, but that one chick Stussy, who was actually at Big Mom's tea party. Oh yeah, she's one of the members of CP0 as well, which is very interesting because she's also an underworld figure.
Not gonna lie, I legit thought that was Khalifa's new design.
Sadly, no.
I'm not gonna lie about that. I was like, oh, is that actually Khalifa or is that someone else entirely?
Yeah, sadly, no. That's Stussy, all right, and she's definitely a snack. But I need to see more of her before I gauge what my thoughts on her. All I know is she's a big figure in the underworld. That is what we do know. So, yeah. Yeah, but going back to what you were saying about the other Celestial Dragon punching the other Celestial Dragon.
Oh, yes. What's his name again? I forgot. What was his name again?
So, it's a freaking coincidence. So, that Celestial Dragon who punched Saint Charlos in the face. You will never believe it. His name is Don Quixote Missileguard. And this dude is from the Don Quixote family. Yes, the same family Doflamingo's from. Who would have thought there's actually somebody in his family other than, I guess you can say, his dad that was actually good?
Well, then again, he was also that same Celestial Dragon which Shirahoshi's mom saved back then.
Which is the reason why he did what he did.
He felt indebted.
Which was really nice of him. And it's good to see that, you know, after, I guess you can say, a life or death instance, the one thing the mom did actually came back to help him. And it's like, if you go back to that backstory, just imagine if Otahime didn't help him. Shirahoshi's probably being taken away. And the dad is also probably becoming a slave.
I can't even imagine that.
So it's like they say, even if it's somebody you don't like, maybe if you help them out, maybe down the road, they might help you out in some sort of way.
Yeah.
But I did know that was an interesting thing to say, and it also does show that even though probably 99% of all the celestial dragons on Marijwa's are self-entitled bitches where they only care about themselves and nobody else, at least there's one that is actually really good and seems to have changed his ways.
Let me ask you something. Do you think Doflamingo wouldn't be as evil as he was now if the other people didn't, like, I don't know, like, mistreat him and his family back then? Just for being a celestial dragon? Because his family wanted to live normal lives, normal human lives, but they pretty much got, like, outlawed because of they were celestial dragons.
I think Doflamingo would have still had the same personality as any other celestial dragon in the series because we saw it in his backstory how all he cared about is just overruling people. So you could probably say he'd probably just be the same way, just I guess toned down in the craziness department.
I wouldn't say that about the laughter though. I see you.
Yeah, Miss Ugard actually says that while Shirahoshi's there, he'll make sure to do everything in his power to make sure nothing like that happens again here at Marijwa's until they leave. So that's good to see that there's somebody looking out for the mermaid people, which, again, like I said, Otahimi saving his life essentially did him good and essentially saved their own daughter. So, yeah, okay. Now, this is things where things just get freaking weird and more interesting. So, first things first, we see another supernova who has not got a lot of development, but I feel like could potentially be the next supernova after Kid, Hawkins, Drake, and I guess what's his face? Scratchman Apu. To see who's going to be the next character after Wano arc's done, going to get to be the next supernova that gets, I guess, big publicity is the very voluptuous Jewelry Bonnie, who is pretending to be an old lady of an old ruler of a kingdom. And yeah, she sneaks into Marijwa's as pretending to be some sort of queen of a nation. Now, eventually, she sees something, and she sees an interesting face. Bartholomew Kuma, who we later find out that he used to be a ruler of a country, or the king of this country, which was a part of the world government. And we see him essentially being rid like a horse while the celestial dragons riding him.
And let me tell you, she was angry. She was angry.
Yeah, she got very emotional. So it seems like Jewelry Bonnie has some sort of connection to Kuma in some sort of way. We still don't know why she's really up there in Marijwa's. She just saw Kuma and she got very emotional. I don't even know how, one, I don't know how she escaped Blackbeard. That's another thing to bring up too. But she must have escaped.
Yeah, they really need to explain that because I'm still to this day still befuddled. I thought she was taken in by the Marines.
Yeah, she was. Blackbeard had her captured and kind of just left the Marines there to pick her up. But maybe she escaped from them. But
it's not like Blackbeard to let someone flee.
He did say, "Why don't you be my girl?" Or, you know,
kinky.
I don't want to think about that. But yeah, we don't know why she's there still. So maybe when they come back to Reverie, we'll find out why she's really there. Also, the revolutionaries and Sabo sees this. Sabo gets very pissed off. And he almost does, he literally almost does something really freaking rash by actually attacking out in the open. If it wasn't thanks to his comrades, but saying, yo, calm down. Let us execute the plan to save him. And that's their plan. They're going to save him and do what they need to do. That's what we cut away from Sabo for the time being. Now, we find out Cobra wants to meet with the 5 elders, the 5 Gorosei, to talk about something. And then that's when we cut over to the mysterious tall figure silhouette of a character that looks like he's wearing a very long crown or very spiky hair. And we find that, well, we know his name is Eam. And at the end of this arc, the 5 Gorosei actually go to Eam, and he's sitting in the chair where no one's supposed to sit on. So apparently, it seems like he can sit on this chair. So it might seem like this is the guy who runs the entire world government. And he must be the top management guy, because you got these 5 elder guys who are essentially bowing down to him in respect. So he's got to be the big guy leader of the world government, who probably oversees the celestial dragons, oversees this guy, and probably oversees the entire countries who are affiliated with the world government. So that's another thing. He tells the 5 elders to learn about the name that he called Light, and that it needs to be extinguished from history, which is another interesting thing to bring up, because he might be talking about something we don't know. Now, earlier in the arc, he has these bounties, and in this picture, these 2 bounties and 2 pictures. One, which essentially Eam seems to have interest in Luffy, Blackbeard, Shirahoshi, and Vivi.
But not Rebecca yet? Not Rebecca?
They didn't show Rebecca. He has no interest in her, apparently. Now, the interesting thing here is he kind of pushed away the picture of Shirahoshi, the bounty, and of Luffy and Blackbeard, but it seemed like when they cut onto him, he's really focusing on the picture of Vivi. Now we don't know what that means, but it doesn't seem that it's ideally good for Vivi. And it's interesting because Cobra wants to talk to the 5 elders about something. And I think from what I remember, Cobra wants to talk about the 5 elders about the history of the world government and stuff like that, and how it came to be and stuff like that, because of what happened in Alabasta and the Poneglyph and stuff like that. And it's interesting to see that this interesting character named Eam is very much focusing on our beloved princess of Alabasta.
All I can say to your waifu, Cameron, is watch out.
Now, before we end this video, Oda, he kind of just gave a hint, was saying that these few characters might be in some trouble, and it's Sabo, Hancock, and Vivi.
Okay,
so we don't know what that means. Now, Sabo and Vivi are in Reverie. Does that mean Sabo gets caught? Vivi, I guess, staying overnight in Marijois, gets captured and taken prisoner? And then the Hancock situation, what does that mean? Now, I said earlier in the video, Fujitora is wanting to have the warlord system to end. What if they end the warlord system and come after her and capture her?
I would be heartbroken, honestly. I would be heartbroken.
And that's the crazy thing when you think about it. It's like, and the thing about Oda bringing that point up about 3 integral characters in those 3 integral characters potentially going into the future of this series are being a big reason for the future of this series going forward, because they might be in some trouble, is, and he said this like only a few months ago. So we could cut back and see what the hell is going on. We might be seeing those 3 characters captured, Luffy might hear this, and they might have to go and try to save them.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he'll finally surpass Big Mom and Kaido by then?
It depends. It depends, man. Apparently, he's practiced. Well, he knows Rio. I'm guessing he's mastered it by the time wherever the manga's at currently. But who knows, man? Who knows?
Who knows?
But I think that's all we're gonna say here, because one, my side is getting pretty dark, and we're gonna get out of here. So, if there's really nothing else, but other than that speculation, Reverie is an arc where you get that speculation of like, this could be the next big arc that might end this entire series off. You were thinking something?
So do you think this big war arc that's gonna come up soon is gonna be centered around Reverie?
Could be. Could be. Oda says One Piece, he's planning on finishing the One Piece storyline in 5 years.
5 years. It's already so long.
Yeah. And listen, we don't know. We don't even know. Currently, the manga is on the Battle of Onigashima. I don't know what the hell's going on there, nor do I want to find out. I want to see that all animated. But yeah, we don't know if we're gonna get like maybe one more short mini arc, and then we'll get the final arc that will essentially take us to the very end of One Piece and finally end the story once and for all. But yeah, this is the arc that I guess sets up so many different plot lines and stuff like that. So yeah, now I do know, or I did hear of, that there's going to be a part in the one arc where it does cut back to Reverie.
Okay.
So we might get some more answers going on in the point in the Wano arc when the anime gets to it.
Yeah, because they kind of left us off on a cliffhanger with Sabo trying to save Kuma.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's all we gotta say. So probably not next week, maybe in 2 weeks, or maybe when the new year 2020 starts, or 2021 of January starts off. We'll be back with our last One Piece arc review for the time being, and we'll be here to talk about Wano Act 1. So, yeah, because I cannot wait to talk about a little bit about the first half of Wano, where you get to see Luffy get wrecked by an emperor that, I totally saw coming.
Since this last episode of Wano, I feel like Zoro might be the one to defeat Kaido.
I highly doubt it, but okay. Is it because the sword he might be getting, or the sword he's going to be getting from Hiyori?
And yeah, the sword that was able to damage Kaido.
Yes. Anyways, we're going to get out of here. So if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on the Reverie arc and the foreshadowing without giving any spoilers. Please and thank you. As well as hit that subscribe button to get more One Piece content. I do reviews of the anime episodes, as well as, like I said, we have one more arc review, and then I'll be also reviewing the movies and the TV specials. Anyways, that's it. So this has been Cam for 15. And my character, Denzel, are you there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. I guess we'll
Is my camera frozen?
Yeah, your camera's frozen. Anyways, we'll end off the video here. We'll end off the video here. It's been Cam for 15.
And the Red Wolf.
And we're going to get out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, and hopefully you guys have a great Christmas. So till then, guys, we'll see you guys potentially when the new year starts off for the next One Piece arc review. Till then, guys, have a great holiday. Peace.